No, sir, Mr. Thompson, you know I don't put up with any of that. You understand?
Right.
Listen to me.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You understand I'm not going to put up with that?
Yes, sir.
Not anything like that. You understand? Do you understand me?
Yes.
There's not going to be any private citizen, sovereign citizen, any of that. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're before the court today for your affidavit of violation of probation. You filed a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense. I've denied most of it. I'm going to probably deny the rest of it.
Really?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Absolutely.
I got some education to go, huh?
Sir?
So I've got some education to go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to today's video. Today we're looking at a Florida man, another sovereign citizen who keeps landing in jail because he doesn't understand a simple legal fact. Traveling and driving aren't the same. Sure, you can travel without driving, but legally, you can't drive without traveling. I've actually covered this guy before, back when he first got arrested on a felony probation violation for getting behind the wheel without a driver's license. So, let me refresh your memory, and let's get started.
You're here today by, you got a new law violation of driving, my license suspended or revoked. You don't want to have an attorney appointed to represent you?
No, sir.
You sure?
But that's the thing is, I've never even been pulled over. I don't know how I got a license or a warrant or anything. I haven't been pulled over in more than a year. Any emergency contact. I went to go pick up a records request, and they gave me a warrant instead of the records.
Do y'all know anything about this?
As to the new law.
Do you have a driver's license?
No,
Don't answer that. I shouldn't ask that question.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Strike that from the record. I won't do that if you won't do any other mess. I won't ask you that question.
But you transfer that to?
Just filed. I just filed in the court file.
I tried to, and they wouldn't accept it.
All right. Was he arrested? Is there a new arrest for driving license suspended or revoked? State?
Yes, there was a bench warrant issued on 1/23/24 that was executed 1/29/24.
But I was just doing a records request and had an agreed upon date to pick it up. Went up there to pick it up and gave me a warrant. So the records I requested.
What I'm gonna let y'all
Return
do
that?
Listen, I'm gonna leave him on probation. I'm gonna set this for preliminary on April. What's that April date?
April 17th.
April 17th. I'm gonna let him take care of that in county court. See what happens. Okay?
Thank you.
And I think that's the only violation he had.
Yes, sir.
Keep doing what you're doing on this, and then we'll see you back in April, and you can take care of that in county court. Okay?
Right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sign a notice.
Yeah, starting with going back to school and finishing the 3rd grade, then making it through high school, 4 years of college, and finally law school, with a few more years of study after that. Yeah, you could safely say there's a lot of education ahead of you. Next voice, next voice. All right, it looks like this is his first major appearance, and Judge Brantley would be fully within his rights to send him back to jail for failing to comply with his probation. He did show up for his court date in April, but this time he showed up wearing some very interesting zebra stripes.
You've already been before. I think you picked up another charge. This is at a preliminary hearing. Do you wish to have an attorney appointed to represent you?
No, sir.
All right. You wish to represent yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll present myself to the court.
Sir?
Said I'll present myself to the court.
If you'll swear Mr. Thompson in, sure, state your name.
I'm the attorney in fact for Justin Reed Thomason, fictitious name.
No, sir, you're not. State your name.
Justin Reed.
Okay. And,
That's my given name.
sir?
Justin Reed.
Okay. And Mr. Reed, you've made an, Justin Reed?
Reed's his middle name, Your Honor.
I understand that. What's your last name?
That's not my property, sir.
Nope, well, I'm not gonna take that. Tell me your real name.
Justin Reed.
What's your name on your birth certificate?
That's not my property either, sir. That's the state of
All
Florida.
right. Mr. Thompson, I'm gonna find you're not competent to represent yourself. You can keep
Justin
that
Reed
in-
Thomason, sir. All right.
So quick to abandon the script. If you had actually done this a few years ago, you probably could have saved yourself a significant chunk of jail time. Next voice, next voice. A hearing device won't do a thing for someone whose head is shoved that far up their own ass.
Or did you get in school?
I graduated.
Okay. And were you in the military?
Say again, I can't.
Were you in the I'm sorry. Were you in the military?
Yes, sir, I was in the Army.
So you knew how to read and write.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I remember correctly. Are you on disability now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Been through a heart attack and a stroke
Yes.
since.
Also, you've had some other physical injuries too. Is that correct?
Say again?
You had some physical injuries also. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I've got 6 screws in my neck and a stent in my heart.
And before the court, I believe, and the court is aware of this, I believe you've had Mr. Thompson on the violation of probation before. Is your father here? Is any family here? Okay, I thought so. Okay. All right, sir. Have you ever represented yourself before?
And this court, just for the last hearing, the reason I'm on probation, that's the only 2 times I've ever tried to defend myself from here.
And you understand that attorneys are trained in the rules of evidence and criminal procedure?
I cannot hear you, sir, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. You understand that attorneys are trained in the rules of evidence and criminal procedure?
Say again?
Do you want a hearing device?
Huh?
Hold on, I'm going to give you a hearing device.
So he's being released from custody for the second time. And to his credit, he actually shows up for his court date. And that hearing was meant to decide whether A, his probation would continue, or B, be revoked entirely. And of course, he almost manages to mess that up too.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay, very good. All right, you understand that attorneys are trained in the rules of evidence, criminal procedure, and law. And they're there to assist you in preparing for this preliminary hearing and preparing for an evidentiary hearing. You understand that?
Yeah, well, from my past experience, they didn't seem to want to do any of those things for me.
But, well, I'm just asking, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that you'll be held to that same standard.
Yes, sir.
And that if I do allow you to represent yourself, the first time I hear anything that sounds like what you started talking about today, you will not be able to represent yourself. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And that'll be immediate.
Yes, sir.
And I'll never allow you to represent yourself again in this proceeding. If I hear that, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you still wish to represent yourself?
Yes, sir. I believe in self-defense. Yes, sir.
Sir?
I believe in self-defense. Yes, sir. I went to war for this country. I would always like to represent and defend myself.
Okay. All right. Was there an amended violation of probation filed yet?
Looks like there was on March 1st, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. All right, well, sir, I'm going to allow you to represent yourself at any point in time that you wish to have an attorney appointed to represent you. I'll appoint one. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You're here today on a violation of probation hearing. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty.
All right. And let's see.
I would like to move on to evidentiary hearing if we could, sir.
Well, you have to give the state notice. They'll have to have a chance to subpoena witnesses. This is not your evidentiary hearing today.
No, I just want to move for one.
You want to move for one? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Who's the attorney?
It's
Ms. McAfee, I'm going to set this for an evidentiary hearing. I don't want to set it on the 22nd because that's graduation. Yeah, let's go ahead and set it May 22nd at 1:30. We'll do that at a preliminary at 9 o'clock. And Mr. Thompson, remember, at any point in time, you want to ask for an attorney, I'll appoint one. You understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I be released until we get to that evidentiary hearing so that I can?
Mr. Thompson has asked to, has made an oral tennis motion for release. Ms. McAfee, what's the state's position?
I believe the new law is a misdemeanor driving on a suspended license. Based on that, I have no objection.
Pardon?
I have no objection.
To release him back? All right. As a special condition of your probate, I'll release you on your own, I'll release you at this time, based on that oral tennis motion, the state's position. As a special condition of that release, you're not to operate a motor vehicle. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
No questions asked. You cannot operate a motor vehicle. You'll abide by the terms and conditions of your probation. You'll sign a notice to come back on the May 22nd at 9 and 1:30. You'll need to step over and speak to the probation officer, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
Stop being a jackass And while you're at it, maybe figure out what your legal name actually is. Ask your mother, the person who gave it to you.
Okay. We worked out an agreement in this case. And the probation will be extended 24 months from the original date. All prior conditions of the original plea agreement still reinstated. And the only other agreement would be, it's based upon a driving license suspended and an obstruction charge, which is pending in misdemeanor court. He's the one who admit to it, so we're going to stipulate to the facts that the state, what they call the witnesses, they could prove in VOP court the violation. Okay? Am I right? This is what you agreed to, right? 24 months?
I could just make a find, there's a basis that he's had contact with law enforcement.
Okay. 24 months from the original plea date, and just all the prior conditions are reinstated, and that's it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's your ring.
I sign right there. And then.
Every time.
Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, Mr. Thompson, state your name.
I'd like to grant my name to this court, sir.
What, sir?
I'd like to grant the name to this court. That's what you recommended before is what it's off of. I'd like to I have my disclaimer here. Can we give this to the clerk?
I think I'm gonna just revoke his release and put him in custody.
Say
And
again?
it's what I'm planning on, is what I'd like to do.
Your name right now, your legal name is Justin Reed Thomason. Is that right?
That's their legal name. That's who owns it.
All right, look, you signed this thing.
I signed it.
Okay, you signed it, and you agreed to what this position is, correct? You agreed to abide by probation, is that correct?
I guess I don't have much of a choice.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
under duress. Yeah. This whole thing is under duress, but I'll do it because I don't have a choice.
Can I have a few minutes with him?
I'm thinking about revoking his release and just taking him into custody and and continuing his
Say again?
adventure here, putting you back in jail.
Really? Why?
Because you're being,
What would you like me to do, sir?
The statement you just made perfectly highlights your complete lack of self-awareness. Because the only truly ridiculous part about being arrested 6 times in the last 2 years is that you didn't learn a single lesson after the first one. And just so you know, arrests 7 and 8 are coming before this video is even over.
I'd like for you to at least answer the questions. Tell me your name. Don't do all this nonsense of what you're doing, okay?
Justin Reed Thomason.
Your dad's been here at every
I
court
know.
date. And your sister,
I don't
I
like
know,
it
has been
any more
here
than he
before. And they're trying their best. And I know you've got some issues, but they're trying their best to take care of you. And you're trying your best to go to prison.
No, I'm not. I'm trying,
Yes, sir, you are.
trying my best to be free.
No, sir, you're not. What you're trying your best to do is go to prison. And that's exactly what's going to happen if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. And I understand you've got some issues, but I do also understand that you're competent to proceed. And I am willing to put you back on probation right now. And the only thing it will cost you is an extra $250 over the probationary period and extend it to 24 months. And then you can fight your county court case if that's what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
If that's what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Your name's Justin Reed Thomason, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's what you were named at birth, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you understand that you're waiving your right to an evidentiary hearing, is that correct?
Did I?
Or are you? I've got you set for a hearing this afternoon.
We're pleading to this instead of having a hearing.
Okay. Okay.
You're waiving that right, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're waiving your right to require the state prove the allegations against you.
That's a big one, but
Yep. And the only thing you're admitting is that you got arrested. on some new charges. You're not admitting whether you did or did not do the crime that you're charged with.
I definitely got arrested.
You definitely got arrested.
6 times in the last 18 months, which
Yes,
I think is really ridiculous.
So his felony probation has been reinstated. Now the real question is, how long until he manages to completely screw that up? Or next voice. And I've got to agree with the officer. If you don't want to be labeled a sovereign citizen, then stop using sovereign citizen scripts and arguments, both in court and on the side of the road. Now, this guy is claiming to be an American state national, as he proudly displays on his license plate. Anytime you see the American flag presented like this, you know you're dealing with a crayon-crunching, glue-sniffing state national. Before the officer politely escorted him to his new residence, he even offered a few parting words of wisdom.
yes. I'm gonna find there's a basis. I'm gonna find that Mr. Thomas's admission was freely and voluntarily made. It's extended sentence is extended 24 months from the original sentence date. All conditions that are reimposed. There's an additional $250 imposed today for the cost of the prosecution of the violation of probation. Sir, you have 30 days to find notice of appeal. If you'd like to have an attorney to appoint to represent you, one may be appointed to represent you at no charge. Step right over there and speak to the probation officer.
Oh, that officer just served him a big old scoop of right into the hollow cavity where a normal person's brain should be. Now he shows up for his next court date. And Judge Brantley was far from pleased to learn that he had already violated the probation he'd just been placed on. He wasn't happy either to hear that another judge had let him out on pretrial release. But don't worry, Judge Brantley knows exactly how to fix this mess. Next voice. It's not just about paying the fines and clearing the money. It's about your ego, your arrogance, and your complete inability to follow the terms of your probation by simply not breaking Florida law. A little while later, Judge Brantley calls this soft-headed troublemaker back for a second helping of justice.
Hello. Deputy Navarro of the Bay County Sheriff's Office. You don't have a tag on your vehicle. Do you have a license?
Not on me, sir. I don't believe I do.
You don't have a license on you?
I was just trying to run the store to get some food for my dog real quick.
Okay, well, you know you can't drive this vehicle, right, without
I'll
a tag?
turn around then and go back to the house. And I'll walk
No,
down
sir.
there.
You were going to stay here, okay?
All right.
So you don't have your license on you?
No, sir. All I have for identification right now is this.
Okay. Do you have registration on this vehicle, and do you have your...
It's not mine. I don't know really anything is.
You said it's not yours?
No.
Whose vehicle is this?
It was my neighbor's across the road.
It was your neighbor's.
Yeah. He lets me use it whenever I want. I mean,
But it's parked in your driveway.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, because you don't have a license, do you have a valid license?
Not with me.
Not with you?
No, I'm trying to get it reinstated, but I got to pay some fees that are kind of exorbitant
So
right now.
your license isn't even valid?
No.
Okay.
No, sir, not right now.
All right. Sit tight, okay?
All right.
After a brief investigation, it was discovered Justin's license was suspended in 2022 and the vehicle was not insured. Hey, Justin, step out of the vehicle for me, all right?
What you need?
All right, come here.
Well, you mean arrested? Or?
We've got an issue here, okay?
What's the issue?
Well, the issue is, one, your driver's license has been suspended since 2022.
Oh, that's...
Okay? Yes. Two, all right, you're driving a vehicle with no tag on it.
It's not driving, though. That's kind of a commercial term.
No.
I'm handling private.
You're traveling by means of driving.
No, sir.
Yes. Well, what
I
are the
disagree
means?
with that.
What means are you traveling then? You're traveling, but by what means?
By using an automobile.
Right. You're operating an automobile, correct?
No.
You're operating, meaning you're in control of.
I didn't ever say
You're not.
that.
You're
You
not in
said
control of an automobile. You're not in control of this automobile.
I'm in use of it.
You're in use of it.
Yes.
So you don't control it.
I mean, it's got a computer system.
It's got a computer. My man,
if it decides to take control, it
You
can.
are in control of this automobile, okay? It doesn't self-drive.
Right.
You are in control. So you are operating because you are in control of a motor vehicle and traveling by means of driving, okay?
What do you want to do about it?
So here's the thing, all right? Put your hands behind your back.
All right.
Okay.
I'm already. Can I set all this stuff and...
I will take care of it.
Can we go by my house?
No.
Because I got stuff that's sitting out that's going to ruin it. My dog's
Well,
over
then you're
there.
going to have to call somebody to come take care of your pets. Okay? 442 Bay.
I feel like I'm just a giant target now. You already arrested me once, haven't you?
1015, one white male. Yes, I have actually, and I told you that I was going to be looking for this van because it is.
So you're just watching my house waiting on me to mess up then?
No, I was
As
just.
soon as I drove by, you turned around and pulled me over.
Yeah, because I
There's no way you
noticed the
could've-
van. I know exactly what van you drive. Okay, so
Where you want me at?
you're going to sit in the back of my vehicle.
Here we go again.
Yeah, man. I told you if I see that. I told you if I see that van traveling, okay, then I was going to pull it over and I was going to tow it and I was going to place you under arrest. I told you that. I said you need to get things in order. All right. You don't have a proper driver's license. You don't have your van registered. You don't have that van registered. Okay. You're using the sovereign citizen script, and your van, your license plate, is kind of
You guys just love
reflecting.
labeling us.
Well, yeah, that's your label, man. Stop using the sovereign citizen script.
I don't
and
use anything. I
You
just
just
drive.
said you're
I'm
means
a-
that
I'm
you're
a-
traveling.
You have no clue what subreg means or how to spell it, because if you did, you'd understand that subrogation is just the legal process of transferring civil liability from one party to another. For example, if you and I are traveling down the same road and you hit my road canoe, which then knocks over a telephone pole, the party responsible for fixing the pole can sue me and my insurance company. But thanks to subrogation, my insurance company can then go after you for causing the damage in the first place. It has absolutely nothing to do with some imagined right to ignore the laws everyone else follows.
You have to follow Florida state statute, right?
On what grounds?
On what grounds?
Yeah.
You live here, my man.
So they're applicable to anybody that's within Florida then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Absolutely, 100% sure. If you're in the state of Florida, you have to follow.
Statutes are applicable to employees.
No, sir.
Do you have a law degree or anything?
Do you?
Well, based on what you just said, your father was the real victim here, victimized by your own dumb, and your complete failure to follow the laws and the Constitution of both the United States and the state of Florida. So yeah, subrogate that ass hat. All right, everyone, that's a wrap for today's video. He's locked up.
Mr. Thompson? I thought Mr. Thompson was in jail. And he was given a notice, conditional release by Judge Campbell. Mr. Thompson, you wish to have an attorney appointed to represent you today? What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at revoking your release because, in my opinion, you should be in custody and should not have been released from custody. I believe this is a new law violation. Is that correct?
A what, sir?
A new law violation.
I don't.
When you arrested on another driving license, suspended or revoked,
Yes, they were staking out my house, and I don't understand why. I was going to get some food.
I'm going to revoke your release at this time and take you into custody for a violation of probation. Go ahead and take you into
sir.
custody.
I'm here to finalize that disclaimer that I have. It's here now, sir. If you
Take him into
would
custody.
accept it, please.
I'm revoking your release. You should have been held without bond. He's going to be held without bond.
I'm not going anywhere. The guy.
Just give him to his fog bearer.
That's the mess. Can't believe this is happening again.
We'll talk to him again about an attorney when he has a seat up there.
I was down there trying to pay the fines before I came in here, sir.
Mr. Thompson,
Well, they told me to come back
I
after
didn't
this.
sign the warrant. I thought you were being held without bond. I guess I should have checked, but I'd have signed the warrant and you'd have been held.
That was because my father, he said, I've been helping with the family. He's had a pacemaker put in just a few days ago, and I'm trying to help nurse the family.
Put him in the box.
You were taking me away from the
Put him
family?
in the box.
Anything else for your property that you want to give?
I got the money on me to pay the fine.
Put him in the box.
He's not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's all by his own doing. And speaking of doing, if you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button. If not, hit dislike. But don't forget to drop a comment below and subscribe with notifications on so you never miss any of my content.